Only joking. I had to get that in though, didn't I? It's the first speed run. I was hanging out the other night on my own when Sam was in bed, and I decided to do a speed build. And so I thought, what can I do? I want to base it on something. So I found this really cool website, and I will link it down below. And it is called drummondhouseplans.com. So Drummond House Plans had this particular house on it, and I was like, I quite like that. That's cute. So as you can see, it's quite nice, right? So I thought, I'm going to give this a go. So, and it gives you the floor plan, which I thought was excellent. Exactly what I need. So you've got floor plan, front, back. Yeah? So this is what we're going to be dealing with today. So let's get into it. So I started out with trying to sort out from the floor plan that we saw. And I noticed that essentially the house is kind of like an L shape with like a nice porch at the front, a nice porch at the back. And then I saw on the floor plan that there's stairs that go up. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I had a look, and then I realized that there's not actually any floor plan for the upstairs, which I thought was strange. So I was like, what am I going to do with the upstairs? What am I going to do with these random stairs in the middle of the house? There's also bedrooms downstairs as well. So I was just kind of like, what would go upstairs other than more stuff? So anyway, we'll come on to that. I was adamant that there was like a lighter version of those columns. And I was absolutely sure that I'd seen somewhere columns that were just like really chunky, just brick all the way up. And I couldn't find them. I had no idea where they went. So I ended up using these ones. For the time being, the chimney. Every chimney was so big, so tall, and I kept looking at it being like, that's not true to what it's meant to look like. That doesn't make any sense at all. And is it just me, or does that black roof actually look quite brown? It's not as like stark black as I wanted it. But again, this is me, nitpicking. So I swapped them out for these columns because I wanted something that was like brick the whole way up, because it's only the ones around the door that have got that kind of like wooden tip. So I was trying to figure out what to do there. I really enjoyed the landscaping part of this build. I find putting down plants, hedges, flowers, especially stones, gravel, I find it quite intimidating. I don't really know where to put it. So it was really nice to sort of have that already planned out for me. So I just had to like chuck it all in, which was really good. The Sims don't have really big square windows that are sort of like white on the outside, black on the inside. So I couldn't find anything that matched perfectly, which is, it's not going to happen, is it? And then this whole wooden feature above the door, I couldn't find what I thought existed. It's a common theme throughout the build. And so I ended up sort of stacking these two things, just thinking, maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll do it. This is me now trying to search for something. And I was like, don't know where it is. So I gave up, essentially. This little bit at the front where it's got like these kind of like wooden sort of like grated areas, I don't really know what that's for, if I'm honest. I don't know, are they planning to maybe grow some vines above it? I don't know, are they using it to store bins, bikes? I'm not sure. Like, it looks nice, don't get me wrong. It's nice to look at, but yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what to do with that. So I just kind of like made it and then did nothing else with it because I can't see anything on the plan about what else it's meant to have. The front garden, I don't think I've ever used the gravel before in a build, so that was really nice. And then I was kind of just like skimming through all the plants, trying to figure out what looked right, what didn't look right. I ended up using, I think, like the same 4 plants, just different sizes, different variations. Got the rocks in there as well. So I was thinking, that looks pretty good. I was quite happy with that. And then trying to sort out this bloody chimney again. I think I got it kind of whereabouts I wanted it. You can see in like the corner of that picture that there's like these kind of like white pom-pom flowers. So I was trying to figure those out. We move on now to the back of the house. So full disclosure, I didn't realize that that's actually the back of a different version of this house. So the back of the house that we started, and you'll see it if you go onto the website, the drummondhouseplants.com. you'll see that the back of the house is actually meant to be like a white panel, not a brown panel. But I actually really liked it. I thought it went really nicely because the roof is still dark. The columns are still very light. So I thought, oh yeah, that's nice. I can do that. I got a bit stuck on the windows because you can't stack, apparently. You can see that they block each other out. So I was a bit disappointed in that, but I found a way around it. I just put a different window down, essentially. Easy peasy. I was then moving on to the back of the garden, and it does have a pool. And I think one of the mistakes I made with this as my first speed build, by the way, thank God, found that column. Look how beautiful that column is. Perfect. You could say that like it's meant to be. I was so happy. But one of the things I realised, and you'll see that later on in the build when it comes to the master bedroom, is that I should have built this lot on the biggest lot that I could find. And then I can then just plonk it somewhere else afterwards. But because I gave myself a smaller space, I limited myself, unfortunately. This umbrella's a pain in the bum because it won't go on the floor. Because of how big the base is, it just keeps going up a step. And I don't know any cheats on how to fix that. So if you know any, let me know. Help me out. Help me out. But I felt bad at how small the pool was. Like, it's so tiny. It's so small. Like, it's basically a jacuzzi size. It's so small. I then realised that on this build, it looks like between those two columns, there's like a bar area. I did have a look at a bar to put there, but you actually need a shed load more space to do it. So I ended up putting a little half wall behind it to keep it sort of like the same brickwork throughout. And then that was me just kind of like fiddling with the roofs, trying to get them all to sort of like line up and everything. I found it. Look what I found. I found it. But unfortunately, it's got like these shingles on the top and you can't change the shingles. You can change the colours, but not the shingles themselves. So I ended up trying this took me a long time. I ended up just kind of like minimizing it, sticking it in the top, and that was like the best I could get. It's the closest I could do. So we now move on to the floor plan. And this was quite tricky, to be fair. So I realized that the door was in the way of like these two random cupboards that are in the build themselves. So as you can see, when you come through the front door on the right hand side, there's a cupboard. And then it's got a cupboard next to it that goes into the small bedroom. So I was trying to figure that out. Managed to do that. The kitchen living area space was such a pain because you can see from the floor plan that that's meant to be a 3-seated bar. I cannot fit them in. Well, I could, but then there's just no space for that dining table. So it's meant to have like 3 bar stools and then a 6-seated dining table coming off of it. And it's just insane. I was just like, oh my God. And all the other proportions seemed absolutely fine. Like where the cooker was and where all the cabinets were. Like it all made sense. It all fit. But I just think that it just goes to show that obviously floor plans, The Sims, they don't match. They don't make a happy family. But we managed to get quite close. And then the kind of colour scheme I was going for, I decided to go with quite dark, but with like a sort of lemon sort of like accent colour to it. I thought it was quite warm, but still quite sunny, and I don't know, I liked it. I liked it a lot. You might see me for a moment just trying my absolute hardest to get a hood, a cooker hood. And I tried so many things, but those windows, they're so tricky to move around. I'd have to just basically block off a window if I was going to do it. And it just didn't feel practical to me, so I was like, ugh. I ended up just taking them out, but I gave it a good go, I tell you that. So that's me trying to figure out if that would even fit, and of course it won't. And then on the floor plan as well, the patio at the back has a 4-seated little table at the back. We can't get that in either. It was so hard to try and get something in where you could sit down and have a meal, but you wouldn't interrupt the big sliding doors behind you. So I was just trying to figure out what on earth I was going to do. The entranceway cupboard, at first I thought, I'm going to put shoes in there, I'm going to put coats in there. And then I did the same with the little bedroom that came off of it, because that made sense to have it as like a little walk-in wardrobe moment. And I thought, that's nice. I'll do that. The bathroom was like really nice. It was really easy. It's very spacious. There's a shed load of room in it. So that was really nice. I don't know whether or not maybe I made it too big. I mean, it's a possibility, isn't it? It's a possibility. And I recently used these tiles on another build. We're currently building a spa, and chat decided that that was the colour that we wanted. We were going for like a bluey teal, so I filter coloured, and that came up, and it's really lovely. It's really nice. So I actually used it in this one because I loved it in the bathroom. I thought it was really pretty. As you can see, I have no custom content. I'm not a custom content kind of gal. I always worry that as soon as I open that door, that's my life gone forever. I think on The Sims 3, I think I had like some like cool hairstyles and stuff, but on The Sims 4, I haven't gotten into it. I did add in some extra things into this bedroom that weren't on the floor plan because we do have a little bit of extra space. The door leading in isn't meant to have a space next to it, which I realised, so I thought I'll pop a bookcase in there. That'd be nice because you've got like your little reading nook there with like the little chair, got a little console table, so I thought let's like have a little area where you can sit, get some nice sunshine, and then you can sit down, read a book. I've always wanted a reading nook in my home, always. What I want it bad. I have no idea where it would go, but I'd like one. This is where I really realised that I had a problem with the space. So, as you can see from the floor plan from the master bedroom, you've got double bed with a table either side of the bed. You've then got a walk-in wardrobe. You've then got something at the end of the bed, like another console table, and you've then got a seating area. And I looked at it and I was like, that is not going to happen. That is just not going to happen. No way, no way. So as I was finding stuff to put in the bedroom, I realised that I liked it and I wanted to put it somewhere else. So you'll see me sort of jump between everywhere. I pulled the whole building forward on the lot to try and give some extra room at the back. So that enabled me to then extend the bedroom by a little bit, just a small bit. And then I was also able to make the pool a little bit bigger, which is nice. So I could then pop in this seating area. We had like a little bit of extra space, but unfortunately, you'll see I did not manage to get in that walk-in wardrobe. I don't know if you've seen them on The Sims, but the like walk-in wardrobe closets are massive. They're so big, and it would just like eat half my bathroom. So I was just like, okay, that's not going to happen. But I was really happy with how this room turned out. Spoiler as well, I love tea lights. You'll see tea lights throughout. I'm a big tea light lover, very much so. I thought the wallpaper that I chose like matched the bed really well with that kind of, it's almost like a denim style sort of like cover that goes over the top of it, like a nice little blanket. So that's nice. I really enjoy this new fireplace as well. I think it's so nice. I have missed so much from The Sims 3, just having like the single space fireplaces. I don't know if you guys ever saw them or if you remember them, but there was basically one and it was just like a funnel and it just went in a corner and it was lovely and it came in loads of colours and it was just nice, plain, simple. It was excellent. I had no issues with that. And then you come into this one and everything's like 2 or 3 spaces and it's just massive. So I really like the new one. It's nice and compact. Now I'm just starting to add in some finishing touches. So on the build itself, it didn't really show on the floor plans like any sort of like niceties or anything. You can see I changed the front closet to just somewhere where you could put like, I don't know, cleaning supplies and stuff. It made more sense to me. So I started putting down like tea kettles and like flowers, so many flowers. I've got like maybe a few more tea lights, maybe. This wall causes me a headache, I tell you. The one sort of like as you come in. I don't know why, I really struggled with it. I'm just putting on like some nice finishing touches, like the knives on the walls, I've got the hose out the back. I put a little tea towel like hanging off of the like little island as well. Just some nice little finishing touches. Put some mirrors up. I realised I didn't have many mirrors at all. So here I am trying to figure out what on earth to do with this wall again. I kept like jumping back and forth, being like, oh, I don't think I like it. And then kind of being like, oh, maybe I do. Actually, no, I don't. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. But I like to, at the end of every build, I like to sort of like go through the decorations and just basically have a look through and be like, do I want to add that in? Do I want to add this in? Like add some like decorations and clutter and things like that. So I like to add in like little touches like books. And I love the fact as well now that that little book thing with the elephant ends is classified as a bookshelf, So you don't even have to have like a massive bookshelf anymore. You can have just like a little stack of books on a side and they can use that as a bookshelf. And I thought that was such a nice touch. It just, the amount of times I wanted a bookshelf in a very small room and I couldn't, and now I can. So small things make me very happy. So yeah, just this poor wall. I ended up going back to that, which I don't know if you saw, I found it earlier on and I was like, oh, that looks quite nice. But I was like, no, I can find something better. I didn't find anything better. And this has been just me making sure that we've got a bin and we've got a mailbox. And this is the finish. So this is it. What do you guys think? I hope you like it. I'm actually quite proud of it. I tried to take some inside shots. I'm not an inside shot kind of person, but I tried my best. As you can see, there's no walls. But I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It took 3 hours, so hopefully that wasn't too much for you guys. But if you would like to find it in the gallery, my Sims profile is jinxdani, which is JINXDANI. You can download it. Have some fun with it. I really, really liked it. And as I say, I'll link down below Drummond House plans. They've got some really cool stuff on there. Give it a go. Let me know how you find it. But thank you. Any feedback on my first speed build would be excellent because, yeah, fingers crossed it was okay. It's nice and short, 15 minutes, good to go. But thanks, guys. Catch me on Twitch at Littleyum. I do play Sims on there quite often. Come and say hi. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh, God, I just wouldn't shut up, would I?